inner lights, peace. These are the reasons why our society is overly sexualized. You see, our sexual energy, it's like a power. It's like a charge. But our society is overly sexualized. Why? It's taking your power away. For they know if you were to preserve your energy, they know the power that it holds. It holds a lot of power. But why is our society overly sexualized? Do you guys remember, or have you seen in movies, in stories, or even read about the old cultures, old religions, why they'll have female virgins who were the seers, who were the fortune tellers, the ones who would tell the future, the ones who would be the mediators between the society and God or whoever they worshipped? Do you know why they did that? Do you know why the female had to be a virgin? There is power in your sexual energy that the higher ups, the ones that are controlling society, they don't want you to know about. They don't want you to have control over this energy. They would rather you deplete your energy. You see, for men, our sexual energy is supposed to teach us discipline. For it's much harder for a man to preserve himself than it is for a woman due to the testosterone. And for a man to succeed, a man needs to be disciplined. For a man to succeed, he needs to build himself. And the only way you can build yourself is for you to be disciplined. But most men are not disciplined in today's world, right? In society, most men, especially young men, are not disciplined. Why? Because they don't have control over their sexual energy. They deplete their energy. And that is why we have corn, you know? You think it's free, but it's not really free. You are paying. And you are paying with your energy. You see, everything is energy. Everything is energy. Money is energy. But your energy is the real currency. So they want you to be poor. They want you to lack discipline. And if you lack discipline, you can't build your life as a man. You can't build your life. You will easily be controlled. A man that has discipline is a very powerful man and a very dangerous man in a society that is full of sheep. They want you to be a sheep and not the shepherd and not the leader. So the more you deplete your energy, the more weaker you become. Why? Because you lack discipline. You see, as a man, you can only truly be happy when you are a disciplined man. So if you don't have control over your sexual energy, this world can control you like the wind. Any woman can seduce you and make you do whatever she wants you to do because you have no control over yourself. No woman respects a man that has no discipline. For the ladies, why do they overly sexualize our ladies? Why do they overly sexualize the women in our society? In our society, prostitutes are glorified. And a modest woman is considered a pick-me. Again, I'm not here to judge, but I'm just here to tell you the truth, my friend. For the world is coming back to purity, for we have come out of alignment. But why do they glorify the Jezebel type of woman? For there is a power in a woman. There's power in preserving yourself. For my ladies, there is power in preserving yourself that they don't want you to know about. You see, a woman preserves her value. For it's much easier for a woman to have a man. You attract into your life. The woman has the energy of attraction, of pulling. She pulls. You see, most women don't approach men. Most women won't walk up to a man and ask them out on a date. Why? Because the feminine energy attracts. You see? And if you were to give your value to anybody, you start to lose value. Come on, let's be honest with ourselves, guys. Nothing valuable in this world is easy to get. Nothing that is valuable in this world is available all the time. You can't have easy access to something that is valuable. You can't. It comes once in a while. It's hard to get. It's precious. But for a woman that gives her value up easily, you start to lose value. You even start to age. You start looking older. You see? That's how you can tell a promiscuous woman. You can tell her just by how she looks. Some can put on makeup and whatever, but still you can't hide. You can't hide what you do because you lose value the more you give it up. But our society has shaped us to be like this, you see? For there is power in preserving yourself, for my ladies. The female energy is more closer to God. The female energy is more in tune with the spiritual world. So they want you to give up your value and to be stuck to this material plane. With us men, we preserve our energy and we gain discipline. But for my ladies, you preserve your energy and you preserve your value. You can do whatever you want with your life, guys. I'm not in control with your life, but I'm just here trying to tell you and show you how the spiritual world works. Because we live in a blurred world right now. A world that's blurred. They want to blur the lines, right? Where nothing is defined. But you need to preserve your energy. Whoever's hearing this, if I'm speaking to your soul, you need to preserve your energy. This world, this society wants you to give up your energy. They don't want you to preserve it. For my men, they want you to be like an animal. For my women, they want you to be like a prostitute. And there's no shade to any prostitute, even if you're watching this. But that's just the truth. That's just the truth for the spiritual world. For those who want to live a more fulfilled, a more righteous life, it's not easy. I'm not perfect either. We've all made mistakes in this world. But if you want to live a righteous life, you need to learn to preserve your energy. For my men, you need to use this experience, right, to help you become more disciplined. And for my ladies, you need to use your sexual energy to help you preserve yourself. It even preserves your youth. And when the time is right, you give it to the right person. Our society has taught us, right, to just give our energy away to anybody. And so many of us have been guilty of this. So many. But this is the knowledge that can help you for those who need it. The reason it's so difficult to preserve your energy, it even feels like a storm that's within you. You see, it's like that for a reason, because that is creative energy. It's not easy to maintain. It's like a storm that's within you. So you need to do something with your creative energy. You see, a man and a woman come together, and with that creative energy, you can create a child, a baby, a girl, a boy. That's how powerful it is. You can birth ideas into this world. You can create a foundation, right? Something so solid that no one can destroy through your sexual energy. And for those that know astrology, your sexual charge is your Venus. For my ladies and for the men, it's your Mars. Learn to preserve your energy. I know it's not easy, and nobody is perfect, but do your best. I know there's addicts. Some people that are listening to me, you're probably a sex addict, but you can change that. Don't let society make you believe that you are stuck. Your life will be so much more better when you start to preserve your energy. Why? For you start to have the ability to be more present. You start to appreciate the little things. Your mind, your focus is strengthened. In the world that we live in today, people have a 5-second attention span. People can't concentrate. And it's all due to this. But if nobody's going to tell you this, I will tell you this. Learn to preserve your energy, my friend. For you can have so much more than just this little few seconds of pleasure that you are searching for. And that's how they want you to be. That's how they want our society to be, like animals, where we lack control of ourselves. But yes, the human body, the human experience, we are part animal, but we are part God. And it's up to us to balance this. You see? Guys, never forget that you were born for greatness. Never forget this. Your life was meant for greatness. No matter what challenge you're going through in your life, as long as you are breathing, there's always an opportunity for you to change your life. As the sun shines every single day, you have another opportunity to do something new. Never forget that. Okay? Peace.